No, I gave those. They're sort of evenly distributed. Right. But although no, they are. Oh, no, that. Yes. We would like, sorry to interrupt, we would like to have a sticker on each power bank and on, so I'm going to hand these around. So can you put a sticker on each power bank and tablet?
All right.
Yes, please.
All right.
So it will be on the tablet.
I was worried about that.
Okay, this is, please bear with us. We want to make sure there is equity in what we're doing, make sure that we don't have 5 power banks in one school and then 2 in another school. That's not fair. We want to make sure it's equally distributed. So my evangelist is going to be asking you, please, you know, you have to be your brother's keeper. We want to be fair. Let us know how many power banks you have. Just one person for your school. Just let us know how many power banks. We don't, you know, I don't care much about the airport. That one is fine. Just the power bank and the splitter. I want to know how many of those you have for each school. So give her the number when she comes here. Then we go from there. All right, please.
These are more splitters.
Okay, I'm going to do this. You see, you all have the split already. You know what it is. This is simple. The splitter for earphones. You have multiple kids doing this, so we can have 4 kids with one tablet. So each school, we have extra ones. You have some already. So I want to give out 1 to each school. Does that make sense? All right. So we're going to start from here. Let me see the schools here. This is Montessori, right? Okay, I'll give you 1. So any other school here? There you go. There is Christ High. I'll give you 1. Ulua will get 1. Am I giving you 2? Yes. And they're joined together. I know. Yeah, thank you so much. This is. Sorry, we're going to do this as quickly as we can. Thank you. All right. Do that. Let me see what. Oh, that's Osage, yes. Absolutely. Ebenezer. Grammar School. Never forget your place and memory very well. Grammar School. And then the North.
That's it. It looks like my laptop.
Yes. Boys, men. Yeah. Yes, yes, right.
Does anyone have one of those little wheels like this? Come, cable is fine.
Bob, come.
Okay.
Do me a favor.
We're done.
Where are the power bank? Yeah, we're done.
That
I need the extra one.
that's the only real right.
It's functional.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to
Yeah. Give it to her.
Johan. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. What? The broken ones I think we can try.
Let's try something.
But don't do it here because it might burst.
Right through.
Okay, everyone, we're going to come together as a group again. So I'm going to ask you to, thank you for turning around, Florence. I'm going to ask you to wrap up your conversations. And I want to, it's good when you're a teacher to reflect when things go well, when things don't go well. And I want to say, I realize that was not a good job. It would have been best when everyone came to have
sources for every school. So I apologize for not doing the prep. We have an excuse, which was we were focusing on the tabs and the pies, which are the most important things. And the headphones are very inexpensive. And anyway, thank you for working with us. Maybe some of you feel like you didn't get your fair share. Sorry. And we will take that feedback and try to make it feel fair. It's always tricky what's fair. Does a teacher with 1,000 students get the same number of headphones as a teacher with 10? What would be fair? I don't know. But we want everyone to feel like they're well-resourced and that it's fair. Okay? And if you don't, then please tell someone else. If it's going well, tell me. If there's a problem, tell me. Yeah. That's teamwork. And he'll tell. And then we'll be fine. Now, the next thing to talk about is your hardware is to what to do so it lasts, so that it can continue to be used. Okay. Whenever you purchase hardware, you always have a choice. Do I spend more money for higher quality or get the cheaper and know that it might not last? For the headphones, I chose the latter. We got they're pretty inexpensive. So you will find that they will break. And if a student is using one carefully and it breaks, please don't be mad at that very student. These are very cheap. And that's why we had hundreds to give away. This is a new step. Previously, each tablet got one headphone. But now that we have these splitters, now if 15 tablets each had a splitter, then you'd be able to use 5 headphones on each one, 75. So for 10 schools, that would be 750 headphones. And then 6 schools, 6 times 15 is 90. So now we're at 2. So a lot of headphones. So let's see how it goes. You can let us know if they last and if they survive. And I'm trying to signal that with the less expensive hardware, we understand that it's hard to take care of. That's fine. Now, what about the bridge pie and the chip? That's high value. We want it to survive. So there's a few things to mention. Number one is, and thank you for taking notes, but also I will put this on the forum. You're welcome to take notes, but we will put this on the forum. So number one is, when you move the pie, it's best if it is not powered on. So if it's powered on and you walk around, it will work. But over time, it's not good. So if you have to move the pie, power it down first. Okay, just remove the power. Okay, that's number one. I mentioned yesterday dry, keep away the dirt. Those are kind of obvious. Okay. Now the next thing is to say there are two ways to power the Pi, right? One is from the phone, the power bank, and the other is by plugging it into an outlet on the wall. And those are different, and there's a little bit of a challenge. Now, does someone here have, from the new school, we gave out the 8 Bridge Pi packs. They were in a box about this big. Does anyone have that with them today? Did you leave them in your room? Where are they? You left them in the room? Does anyone have one of the new ones? All I need is one for a moment, please. Just one. Great. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have this product. It's called a Canna Kit. I'll mention that there are many different models of Raspberry Pi, and the one that this works on is a specific one, but you don't really need to know that. I want to, again, appreciate you for asking about the SD card. Remember yesterday, she asked, well, why not get a bigger SD card? And I was thinking about it last night, and there's another reason, which is troubleshooting and diagnosing a problem, right? So if something's working and you make a change and then it doesn't work, you never know, is it because of the change, right? So yesterday, some of the Pis were not working that well. And if I had used a different brand of SD card or a different size, I would be wondering, was it because of the SD card or what? So just like in science, the scientific method, you try to isolate the variables. Did I say that the way you say that? Yeah? Where you try to keep everything constant and make as few changes as possible. So as a tech person, I want to say, try to, if there's an improvement, sometimes have you done this where your phone is working and you get a new OS and then it doesn't work? And you think, why did I mess with it? I should have left it working. So that's a little bit of troubleshooting, and we'll experiment. Also, I think, yes, one of the problems we're having here is interference from other Wi-Fi signals around the university that you might not notice when you're out in the rural areas. Okay, so transporting the little Pi, okay, I use a very simple method to protect my Pi, and it's called a sock. I just put it in a sock. Okay? That's what I recommend. So try not to let it bounce around. Try not to move it around. Put it someplace, not on the floor, someplace maybe cool, and try to keep it safe and happy that way. At the break, we'll go and get the new teachers can bring their Pis, and we'll assemble them, put them together so that everyone knows how to do that. Okay? So let me pause for a moment, and first let's see if there's any questions that anyone wants to ask the whole group. So let me just turn off the mic and have a second to think if you have a question about anything I've said. Okay, that's great. Okay. So good at.
we finish each other's sentence. This is, see, Bob just stopped. We are all there. Because yesterday we found out what well. So we want you to think along with me, or with me, or anyone else with you. So if there's no question, another minute. It's better for him to be able to adjust what is in his head. Am I making sense to you? All right. And if you don't have any question, it's okay to have a comment, something, a remark about what's in. If you make that remark, that may trigger something in his mind and he's able to do something that will benefit them. Does that make sense?
It's good to have a teammate, isn't it? Well, let's take a moment and maybe you can discuss at your table something that it's a good time to jump in and get in my head with a question or a comment or something that needs recapping. And so let me just give you like 60 seconds at your table for this.
It's gonna set up. We're gonna have you move a little bit. Oh, is there a hand? Is that a question? Please go ahead. Go ahead. Listen to this, Bob. He's asking about the bridge part. Go ahead. Yes, it's a connector port. Yeah. Thank you. There you go. That's an excellent question. Is there any other question? We got your question. Is there any other question along with that? Before there's something else? Huh? Somebody has a question too? A question? Yeah, please go ahead. Ask your question.
Hey, we are the issue with the connectivity. That in case we are using this pi with the students and we encounter a situation like that, like we had yesterday, because it make us to continue or using it effectively. Like you were saying now, you said one of the probable cause here is the too many Wi-Fi flying around these premises. So I want to ask, is there any other situation that may bring such situation apart from so many connectivity around there? Is there any situation that can cause what happened yesterday? So that if it happens like that, we know what do we do?
Maybe I'll hear the three of them.
Still on connectivity, there's this box, VGA box. So a lot of time how I use it is I connect to my phone, then the HDMI. So I realize there's HDMI connection with the pi. So I feel if you connect it to the port and this directly to the tablet, number one, it will reduce the issue of connectivity, but it will be a direct connection. And that will not work. But like you said, even if we have 100 of it, it might go bad. Then the issue, what I raised yesterday about the Bluetooth speaker will now work perfectly well. Because this will be projecting this on the TV. For those that don't have, they might probably get a TV or a projector. So when the connectivity is up with one, then the Bluetooth speaker goes on and everybody has access.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Right. Thank you so much. Wonderful questions and comments. Her suggestion that we have a Bluetooth speaker so that you can have the audio from the lessons go to your whole class. It's a wonderful suggestion. We appreciate it, and we're going to do that. We're going to look forward to having a Bluetooth speaker or a speaker for each site. I believe yesterday I just held the microphone on the speaker on my laptop, and that was the same sort of idea. Okay, so number one, when we think about what can we do to do this job better, number one, have a speaker. That's wonderful. Okay. A second question from the back was, what about the other features on the Pi? You can look at it, you can see that it has several different ports. Okay. And I'm not going to answer that today, and for one very good reason, which is that I don't know. So I have to go and do some research and find out. This little computer can do very many different things besides this, and so I don't know how those other ports would help us. And there was a suggestion, can I plug a tablet directly into the Pi? And the answer is, I don't know, I think so. And so that will be a fun thing for us, an exciting thing for us together to explore, during the break or during lunch, plug it in. Okay. So, to recap, we have very resourceful people in this room, and they're ready to see what else can I do, and I love it. Thank you. I've worked so hard just to understand how to connect wirelessly that anyway, so thank you. A third question was, what do you do when there's a technology challenge? Great question. Okay, so number one is something that we all likely know as teachers, and that is, sometimes you call it a plan B. We called it a sponge activity. You know how a sponge takes, if it's dry, it absorbs the water? Well, a sponge activity, it absorbs your students while you manage, right? So I used to have like a little activity ready with pencils and everything, so that if there was a problem, like a fight, or the boss needed me or something, I had something for the students to do. So really, thinking back to yesterday, I realized also I should have had something for you to read or to look at while I was managing any tech challenges that came. So that's kind of a base teacher survival thing, is to have a plan B ready. So that's just the basic answer. Now a second answer is to have backup on the tech side. So that's one reason why each school should have two Pis, right? So have both of them ready to go, and if one of them is giving you a problem, switch, right? Switch to the second one, which you saw me do. Right. Good point. Thank you. Backing up, you can also, of course, sort of restart the pie, right? You disconnect the power it again, and then hope it works. The problem is when you power on a pie, it takes about 60 seconds for it to come on the network. Standing here with all adults, 60 seconds doesn't sound too long. But when you're in a room with 30 12-year-olds and you're hoping it comes on, that 60 seconds can feel like 600 seconds. So I'm sorry to say that that's a little bit stressful. So you can come up with your own solutions. One thought would be to have a tech team, have some students come in the morning, make sure everything's working before the teacher comes. You and I, as a group, we could brainstorm a list that maybe we could. What do you do when you're having these tech problems? So to recap, I do recommend having a plan B or a sponge activity to absorb the one dealing with it. Number one. Number two is to have a helper who can do it for you or before you even get there. And number three is to have that backup ready. So let's say, okay, there's a problem with this pie.
Olúwa tóbi ní Síónì. Ó sì jọba lórí orílẹ̀-èdè. Jẹ́ kí wọ́n yin orúkọ rẹ tí ó tóbi tí ó sì ní ẹ̀rù. Ẹni pé gbogbo ayé ń wá ìrì ní orúkọ rẹ, wọ́n ń kọrin. Ẹni tó ní tó Jésù. Mẹ́sàn-án báyìí. Àní Olúwa tóbi ní Síónì.
Photos of kids who look like they're from that very place. So one of the decisions that I made was to have the very first menu be Nigeria and Yoruba. Sorry that it's hard to read, but I'll show you, I'll read it to you. So when I went, here's another thing for you to think about. It's a lot. No problem. Okay. You have a decision to make about how many resources to put there. If you put thousands of resources there, it gets cluttered and overwhelming. If you put too few, well, there's not enough, right? So, for example, I have all of the workbooks from Sierra Leone on my laptop, but I chose not to add them this time. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I didn't want to clutter Yoruba, well, you can read it. Yoruba, people and culture. Okay? I chose to make it brown. That was my design decision. If you wanted it red or green or blue, I could change it in 30 seconds. So I'm trying to make it attractive to the users. Okay, this can also be called curated, C-U-R-A-T-E. A curator, C-U-R-A-T-O-R, at a museum is the person who chooses which art objects to show and which to put in storage. I encourage you and ask you to put in the time that it takes to curate the resources you have. When you start fetching sources from the internet, about half of them rubbish. And if you just put them on there, you're not helping your students. In fact, there's a lot of incorrect information on the internet. You can download it and start teaching it, so it's a problem. You have to actually review the materials. So here, Yoruba language, I put the Bible right up at top. I think we agree that's a good plan. And so to make it easier for people, I wrote click here, in case they didn't know to click here. Okay, so when I click, the Bible comes up. Now, why did it do that, you know? Because I had enlarged the home page on my laptop. Make it bigger, and somebody needs, well, whatever, I guess it's okay. And now, what about downloading? So, you just tilted, yeah, just tilt it for a minute. Okay. Now, on my Apple computer, when I put the cursor over the text, I got this download arrow, right? Okay, yeah, put it back. Thank you. So I'm going to click on the download arrow, and now it just added that file to my laptop.
Remember that some files can be downloaded, some cannot.
I don't want to compete with the Bible. Okay, and then we have this other book, which was on the old chip, Learn Yoruba. Now, if you see this
graphic?
I wanted to make the page look cool. So I Googled Yoruba culture.
And the very home page on the search looked like that. And so I took a screenshot, and then I edited it out, I cropped it, and I uploaded it. So I will show you how to do that. This is optional.
This is just to make it warm and welcoming for your user. Okay? If you don't want to do that and you just want to list the resources, that's your choice. But
I encourage you, like I said, to put in the time and the effort to make it cooler and nicer. So I took the time and the effort to put a heading in above the different content things, right?
this one, Yoruba art and culture, is particularly good. Right? This was online, and it's quite long, and it has 35 pages. I was really glad to find that. And where is okay? So how did I organize my menu? So I had Nigeria, right? Yoruba people and culture, and 4 NG students. You might ask yourself, why not write Nigeria? Design. If this is long, it goes on, it gets cluttered, and it goes on the second line, and it just doesn't look as pretty. Optional. Okay. Yes. So, okay. So Patrick asked me, "Can you change the fonts?" So shall I demonstrate that straight away? Okay. So I made. Oh my goodness, that is wonderful to do. Are you? Oh. That is not as focused. Not a, even the focus wheel. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now we're talking. Thank you very much. Okay, that goes away by itself. Okay, so I titled this Resources for Nigerian Students. And sometimes you might want to put in an explanation. Let me show you. So in this Nigeria menu, I have Shakespeare. And you might think, wait, Shakespeare, isn't he a dead European guy? Why is he in the Nigeria list? Right? Why? Well, so I took the time to think, well, it's because many works by Shakespeare are required reading in Nigeria. That's why it's in the Nigerian thing. Okay? So